McKeever, Clarence, what the hell happened to South America? I know it's still down there, but what's happening? And where are those cruisers? What cruisers do you think? The same ones I've been yelling about for 6 months. Well, I want to meet you up bureau chiefs tomorrow. Fly him in here. I want him here. McKeever, what? To know to Yelston? Well, how do I know? Just Moscow. Russia ought to reach him. Just call me for everything here. McKeever, no, I can't give you the data on NATO. The NATO on NATO. The data on NATO. Slogan! McKeever, no, we can't christen any more ships with champagne. You seltzer, we're trying to balance the budget here. Who? Send her in.
How do you do?
How do you do? Now, I'll do all the talking, and I've got to make this fast. Because any minute the phone will ring, it'll be the damn Senate wanting me to come over and answer some more questions. You're Mrs.
Partridge, Mr. Blessington.
Yes. Jack Blessington said you were coming. The Senate, Mrs. Partridge, is driving me crazy. Absolutely crazy. Seems like I'm there every day, just settling down here, banging out the stuff, and bam! It'll be the damn Senate wanting me to come over and answer some more questions. Asking me what I'm doing here and what I'm not doing here. Why? A senator, Mrs. Partridge, is the only man on God's green earth who can talk forever without knowing what he's talking about. And nobody can stop him. Nobody. Greatest time waster in the world, the United States Senate. And there's absolutely nothing anyone can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Why, I'm there for hours, days, weeks.
Well, I understand that
McKeever. No, the French can't have it. Now, I know why you're here, Mrs. Partridge. I know just what you're after, and your answer is no.
But
remember, this isn't business down here, not like business at all. I made a simple discovery here in Washington, and I'll tell you what it is. Honesty. Just plain honesty. I'm not used to it yet, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. Been in business all my life, and a man can't change overnight. Anyhow, in a month or so, I'll turn the trick. Because if you're not honest down here, they'll catch you at it, and then you do get help. McKeever, okay for the Eskimos. So the answer's no. No contracts for general products, Mrs. Partridge, because if I give it to them, the damn Senate will be on my neck, and I've had about all I can stand.
you know, I thought you'd be a big, strong, silent man. Well, you're big and strong, all right, but you're not silent.
I've got nothing to be silent about.
Well, why don't you just try it sometime? Why don't you just sit down in that big chair of yours and be silent? It'll be good for you. Go on, try it. Ah, that's fine. You know, I'd know you anywhere. You look just like your bus downstairs.
That isn't me, that's Stonewall Jackson.
Oh, I don't mean here. I mean downstairs in the general products office.
There's a bust of me in the general products building?
Oh, yes. Didn't you know it's very good, too?
A statue, huh?
Yes.
Well, they didn't have to do a thing like that. How big is it?
Oh, it's big.
Whereabouts is it?
Well, it's right across from the elevator, so it's the first thing you see going in and the first thing you see going out.
Yeah?
Yes, and on dark days, there's a light in the ceiling that shines right down on your head.
Sort of a halo.
Yes. Oh, no, you told me they forgot to write you about it.
I don't see a third of the mail that comes in, no time. And if I do get a minute, the damn Senate steps in and...
No.
Well, what's the matter?
Oh, stop thinking about the damn Senate. That would get you all worked up.
How can I keep from thinking about it when...
It just occurred to me. Are you Taurus the bull?
How's that?
I'm Leo the lion. I was born on August 6th. When is your birthday?
April 7th.
Oh, then you're Aries the ram. Oh, no wonder you were so successful in business. J.P. Morgan was a ram, too.
I don't think I'm following you, Mrs. Partridge.
I have a hobby, horoscopes.
Horoscopes. tell fortunes?
Oh, no, that would be foolish. But the zodiac, well, you'd be surprised how accurate it is. Well, now, take you, for example. You're a regular ram. No wonder you could do all those great things to make General Products such a successful company.
Tell me, Mrs. Partridge, how long have you been with the company?
Oh, not long.
And what company were you with before that?
Well, I wasn't with a company. I was on the stage.
The stage? You mean an actress?
46 productions.
You don't say. You know something? I'd always had an idea. I'd like to have been an actor.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't, Mr. McKeever. It's a terrible business.
Always kind of fascinated me. Clyde Finch, Shakespeare. Did you do any Shakespeare, Mrs. Partridge?
Oh, a little bit, not much.
Must have been wonderful.
Well, you know, I never really cared much for Shakespeare. He's really very tiring. You never get to sit down, unless you're a king.
I used to recite all kinds of things when I was a boy. And I don't know. All of a sudden I became a businessman.
Oh, you're lucky. Hardly anybody makes a living in the theater anymore.
People used to say I was pretty good at it, too, for an amateur. I used to do recitations Friday afternoons after school.
Well, I'm glad you didn't go on the stage. You're much better off even here.
Still, would have been fun. I had one recitation they used to applaud like anything after I finished.
Well, the applause is very nice, but oh, the rest of it, oh dear.
Then Professor Sleep, he was our elocution teacher. I had me do it for the parents and everybody at the end of the term. He put it in the paper. Nice write-up. Spoke with real fire and said real fire.
That's a good notice.
Spartacus to the gladiators.
What?
That was the name of the piece, Spartacus to the gladiators.
Oh.
You know, I still remember it.
Well, you know, that happens. Something that you learned when you were very young, why you can remember for years and years and years.
He called me Chief. You wouldn't do me a big favor and listen to it and tell me what you really think.
Oh, I'd love to.
Well, mind you, if you don't like it, say so.
Oh, I will. Whenever I go backstage in somebody's dressing room, I always tell them exactly what I think.
Because, hell, I'm never going to be an actor now. It'd be foolish at my age, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Yes. Anyhow, mind you, I haven't done this in a while.
I know.
Not since I was a boy.
Okay.
Spartacus to the gladiators. Ye call me chief, and ye do well to call me chief, who for 12 long years has met in the arena every form of man and beast that the broad empire of Rome could furnish, and never yet lowered his arm. And yet, I was not always thus the savage chief of still more savage men. My ancestors came from old Sparta and settled among the vine-clad hills and citron groves of Siracella. My early life ran quiet as the brook by which I sported. And when at noon I gathered the sheep beneath the shade and played upon my shepherd's flute, there was a friend, the son of a neighbor, who joined me in the pastime. One evening, after the sheep were folded and we were seated beneath the myrtle which girded our cottage, my grandsire was telling of Marathon and how little band of Spartans in the defile of the mountain had withstood a whole army. I knew not then what war was, but my cheeks burned, and I grasped the knees of that venerable man until my mother, parting the hair from off my forehead, kissed my throbbing temples, and bade me to rest and think no more of savage wars. That night, the Romans landed on our coast. I saw the burning body of my father cast among the blazing rafters of our dwelling. That I killed a man in the arena, and when I broke his helmet clasp, behold, he was my boyhood friend. He knew me, smiled faintly, gasped, and died. The same sweet smile that I had marked when an adventurous boy we had scaled the lofty cliff to pluck the first ripe grapes and bear them home in childish triumph. my friend, and begged him that I might bear away the body and burn it on the funeral pyre. Ah, amid the dust of the arena, did I beg the poor wound